Hello everyone, happy, what day will this go up? Thursday, and welcome to Vlogmas 2021. So obviously it's been a minute since I've uploaded. There's just been a lot happening, so I figured the best place to start off with Vlogmas, well, other than doing just like a regular vlog, would be to do kind of like a little bit of a life catch-up, Q&A, chit-chat type situation. So that's what we're gonna do today, but first I'm going to go make a coffee because you've been here before, you know what we do. So even though it was the last thing I needed to do, I got a couple of new Vlogmas inspired mugs. So I'm gonna use this one today. It's just this cute little clear snowflake mug. It was in like the $2 section at Target. They always get me. And then you guys know I'm usually either like a black coffee or just a little half and half kind of person, but I've been really into the Starbucks creamers lately. So I got the cinnamon dolce latte creamer, if it'll focus. And the cinnamon dolce latte, I'm pretty sure, has definitely been discontinued. But it was one of my favorites because it's not too sweet. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of this. Pop over to the Nespresso. You guys know the drill. I mean, it's been so long, maybe you don't know the drill anymore, but we're gonna get into that. Yeah. And what I like about this creamer, I had the only other one that I really got and liked was the pumpkin spice latte one, and this one, they both have that nice like spicy ooh, sorry, cinnamony taste. I tried the white chocolate mocha one and I didn't like it because it was just too sweet for me. And what I found was, even when I get that one at Starbucks, I get it with either like 1 to 2 pumps in a grande because it's just so sweet and I can't deal with that. All right, so let's make a coffee. We'll go on the couch and we will catch up on all the things. As you can see, I've already pulled out, that's all of like the stuff from last year's decorations. This is my tree, which I had to bring back from my dad's house, and then this is the stuff I lost my mind at Target and got because I felt like I just needed a few more things. And to be honest, I kind of want to go back to Target again. So we'll see what happens. We'll see, but here we are. Seriously, I have on a sweater on top but still pajama shorts on the bottom because life is all about balance. All right, it has been a minute since we have curled up on this couch together. I have my coffee, so cheers to the holidays and to being back to uploading regularly on YouTube again. I've missed you all. All right, so if you follow me on Instagram, then you know that just about every week or other week I do a weekly Q&A on Friday where I answer all of your questions. Sometimes it's book questions, life questions, personal questions, all the things. And I feel like for the past couple of months there's been a few questions that come up in every Q&A that I just don't answer. Not because I'm not trying to be forthcoming about things, but mainly because I just didn't have an answer yet, and they were all mostly personal questions about me, my life, my content, my work, all that. So what I figured a good way to ease back into uploading and also to kick off this Vlogmas season would be to go through all of the questions I've been avoiding, ignoring, not answering, not had an answer to, and just take the time to answer them. So I have them all on this little like Christmassy decorated page. I've been getting really into washi tape lately, and that's what that is. So let's just get into these questions. And the first question is the easiest by far and probably the most obvious, and that is, are you doing Vlogmas this year? Did you do Nanowrimo? Just like questions about these. like content challenges, things like that. And I wanted to talk about it because it just seemed like something that has consistently come up, because I have always talked about doing those challenges. Last year I started Vlogmas. I did 14 days of Vlogmas. I started Nanowrimo. I think I did about 10 days of like consistent writing. Those are all videos that are up on the channel, but I didn't complete any of them. And this year, oh, there's so many things I want to talk about. Okay, let's start with Nanowrimo in November. So November starts, and about 2 weeks into November, I got a phone call that my grandmother was in the hospital, and then about a week after that, she passed away. So it's only been about 2 weeks since that's happened. So that pretty much like abruptly changed my mindset for November, what I needed to focus on for November. I wanted to be able to be supportive to my mom. I wanted to be present in that moment and like feel all of my feelings about that. So that kind of put the kibosh on Nanowrimo, but also because Vlogmas starts so quickly into December, like it's the 1st of December, it's the middle of the week this year, and you do so much of the planning and prep work in November. I knew I wasn't going to be able to just like hit the ground running and start Vlogmas. This video was going up on December 2nd, not December 1st, because I just did not have it together enough after everything that happened in November to do Vlogmas. And when I started even thinking about doing Vlogmas again, I started thinking about it in October. I feel like there's just a lot mentally with me and doing these 30-day challenges that like I don't know if I need to work through it or just like own it and accept it, but it's a lot. Like last year I did 14 days of Vlogmas, and then so around day, I want to say it was like 12 or maybe even 13, I was up, I was recording a vlog, and I was editing another video that was going to go up either that same day or the next day. And I remember I just felt so weird that morning, and I got up off of the couch. I was editing on my laptop on this couch, and I got up to try to walk to the bathroom, and I fainted. And it wasn't like I was by myself, but it wasn't like serious. Well, I mean, I fainted, but it wasn't anything that was like more scary than it sounds. And I assumed that I had fainted because I was either not eating enough or I was just tired, because by that point I had been doing 2 weeks of daily uploads to YouTube, editing, filming nonstop. I was in the middle of transitioning to a new job. Like it was just a lot going on. It was the holidays, like a lot was going on. So I assumed it was that, but then of course a few days later I tested positive for COVID. So that is what that probably was, my body like reacting to the virus. So just knowing that every time I've tried to do like specifically Vlogmas or Nanowrimo, something so serious has happened. Like last year there was just like a lot of transition happening career-wise for me. This year all the stuff with my family, my grandmother. I think that I just needed to put some distance between like the ideal way to do all these challenges and what I have actual capacity for. So that being said, am I doing Vlogmas? Obviously, yes, you're watching a Vlogmas video, but I'm not doing 25 or 31 days of uploads. I'm not committing to any number of uploads. I'm committing to making more videos in December than I would typically make in a month. And that's pretty much all that I have. I love the holiday season and I love Vlogmas. I found some of my favorite vloggers and creatives via Vlogmas, and I know that it's such a special and important time for creators, and I love being a part of the community of people working to do this kind of content for the holidays. And I'm so excited to create what I can, but I don't want to inundate myself or put more pressure on myself that I'm honestly already feeling if I don't have to, especially like given everything that's happened. All right, moving right along. The other thing that people keep asking me that I haven't really had an answer for is why I went freelance and what happened at my last job. And I think the reason that I haven't really had an answer is because there's not really like I think people assume that it's going to be like a juicy thing, and it's not. There's not really like a story. When I started my last full-time job, you guys know I vlogged through it. I was like really excited about it, and it was an amazing opportunity. I worked with incredible people, like some of the best people who I'm really glad to still be like in touch with and keeping up with. but my life just was like not aligned with what that job required of me. Like I couldn't function and be like mentally okay and emotionally okay and deal with all of my stuff while I was also working like a very demanding full-time job. So when I looked at all the things, something had to give. I had to make a serious adjustment. It wasn't one that I was planning for. I really wanted to stay in and do well in that job because I want to do well in anything that I commit myself to doing. And when it couldn't happen for me anymore, I just had to make a really hard choice. There wasn't like anything dramatic that happened at the job. It was all just like me stuff. And you know, I think the past 2 years have made a lot of people look at the role that work plays in their life and how we center it, and how sometimes we do have to center other things, whether that's family members or needing to be there to support the other people in your life, needing to be there for yourself, to support yourself emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, whatever. And I'd come off of a really hard end of the year, and I just feel like I never fully caught my breath. And so unfortunately, and fortunately, because it's like everything happens for a reason, there's good in every decision that you make, that was what I had to decide to do for my best interest, to be the best daughter, sister, Amber, creator, everything that I could be. I had to make a hard choice, and that was a hard choice that I made. Follow-up question to that question is always, so what do you do now? Like, how are you still alive? How are you making money? So I was lucky that I'd always had like by Amber Burns on the side, and so there were always other things that were generating income. I just not been obviously putting full-time focus into them, so I kind of pivoted into doing more with my content, but also taking on freelance opportunities. I was really lucky that I had good relationships with people, and I was able to, one, take a little bit of time and scale back and not do a ton of big projects, and then when I was ready and needed to start earning more again, I was able to reach out to people that I already knew who were doing work, get referrals, put my name out there, and then hop on to some pretty cool projects in marketing and copywriting and social media, all those things that I'd always done either on the side or at my full-time jobs, just doing those same things on a contract basis. So the flexibility has been really good for me, being able to be more flexible with my schedule. If I need to go home for a weekend and be with my sister or my dad or my mom, I can do that. If I need to, in the middle of the day, do like a longer therapy appointment, I can do that. If I need to not be on Zooms for a certain amount of time a day, now that we're still, you know, in this like hybrid virtual in-person reality, I can do that. That has been really good for me, but also like making myself think about what success looks like outside of climbing a specific ladder has been a challenge, and that's something that I'm still kind of coming to terms with and getting a hold of. And I think that that is also going to be really good for me, just in knowing the things that I want to do and in things that could also just like be for me. So exciting things, scary things, but exciting things. This question comes up all the time for a good reason. How has my relationship with my body changed, or my body image changed during the pandemic? And yeah, I feel like everyone has had a very interesting 2 years with their bodies. I'm in a position where I feel very grateful to be in the body that I'm in, because it got me through a very scary virus before there was a vaccine, and for that I will always be grateful. But I'm not gonna lie, there was a point last year where I was editing a video, maybe in like August, and I was looking at me in the video and I was like, I cannot believe how much weight I've gained. And I've always been a bigger girl, but I mean, like, for the most part of 2020, like, I was in my house, I was not going outside often, or if I did take a walk, it was just like a walk around to like run a basic contactless errand. Like, we were so stationary, and it impacted me, and I was like not happy. And so yeah, I feel like everyone had a moment where they realized last year that like their body had changed for better, for worse, because of the new way that we were all living, mostly inside, not doing as much activity. Like, I live in the city where I pretty much would either walk or take public transportation everywhere, and then when you're not doing that at all, like, that just dramatically reduces your movement. So I've definitely been better about just moving my body more, especially in the last 6 months, and it's been amazing. But I think from like a confidence, a body image perspective, because we were inside and I wasn't like buying outfits or I don't know, like doing things that would normally make you come face to face. Like the only reason I come so face to face with my own appearance so often is because I create content that I'm in. So I see myself when I edit pictures, when I edit videos. But there weren't moments where I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm like so, I don't know, like disappointed in my body. I never reached that point, but I definitely have had more moments of feeling like I needed to get my act together, get on track, and start thinking about just like how do I feel right now more so than how I look. I definitely couldn't continue to make better choices just because we're still in this like off on, inside outside transition of life, and I don't want to get to a point where I am that like stationary. This like just for me being someone who is always like doing a million things, not going for a couple of mile walks just in the like over the course of a day running errands is weird. So I don't know if I even answered the question. How's my body image changed? I mean, I feel like our body image changes like on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, but my confidence and like the way that I view myself or like my self-worth hasn't changed at all. And I hope that's the same for everyone else, because just because there's a new number on the scale, a new number on the size of your clothes, whatever, like that doesn't mean anything about you as a person. So don't internalize those things. Whew, I feel like I've been talking for a while. Time for a coffee break. Okay, this one is one I definitely ignore every time I see it. The question is like, are you dating, and what has your dating life been like during the pandemic? Oh my gosh, I was like so ready to be open and honest about this until like now. Has my dating life been like during the pandemic? Am I dating? Okay, so the question is, am I dating? Yes. I've been like dating the same person off on for a while. Yeah, that's the answer to that. What's it been like during the pandemic? Pandemic-y. We don't live in the same place, so am I not answering the question when I answer the question? I think I answered the question. That's the answer to the question. This is the reason that I feel like I'm being hesitant isn't because there's like anything around that. Is that I have watched so many creators set themselves up to fail by being overindulgent about their dating lives, relationships, marriages, all of the above. My camera's about to cut off. 1 second. Yeah, they just divulge too much information too soon, and it's a setup. And I'm also the kind of person where in addition to being a content creator, I'm a content consumer, and I hate when there's a creator that like brings us into their relationship and then something happens and we're not invited to the aftermath, which no one is entitled to any portion of anyone's life, but I'm like, I was so invested. I need to know what happened. Like, did we break up? Are we on a break? Like, what happened? So I don't want to put myself in a situation where I am putting you all in either of those positions. And I also have like a rule for myself when it comes to what I share online, is that if I would not be comfortable with people talking about this like in the sidelines, then I shouldn't make it fodder for conversation. So that's why I don't really like talk about it that much. Like, I'm always happy. Like, there was a time I feel like when I was going on a bunch of bad dates, and I would always talk about that on like my Instagram story and that kind of stuff, because it's so inconsequential and it's at that point it's done. Like, there's nothing still in progress. But you know, some things have to be special. Not everything can be content, and that for me will always be one of those things until it's at a position where I would be comfortable with it being that. So that's the answer to that question. Moving on. Yeah, this one has come up a lot too. How is writing going? So I posted a writing update I think in September talking about the project that I was working on with my friend Phoebe. That is going really well. Obviously I took basically most of November off from writing just to deal with other family things, but I'm finally getting back into a writing swing. I'm sure one of these Vlogmas vlogs will be a write with me writing day vlog, especially like on a weekend. And yeah, I'm still really excited about that project. It's so special. It's amazing to watch it come together. I never really imagined myself wanting to co-author a book with someone, but looking back now, it makes so much sense that Phoebe and I are the two that came together to write this book together. It's the perfect combination of all of our obsessions, our interests, and each of our writing styles and experiences bring something different to the project. We're still on our first draft. I think we're going to be done with the first draft in the next couple of weeks, and I think it's going to be so much fun to edit this book and put in other little things. We've done so much research and reading, and like there's so many great moments in this book that connect like past and present. The characters are still two of my favorite people to write. We just had to kill off one of our main characters. Phoebe wrote that scene, and I'm so excited to read it. We have our writing meeting. I'm filming this on Thursday, so tomorrow. Yeah, so that's going really well. My solo project is not going as well, I'll be completely honest. I feel really lost in the project, so I kind of just stepped away and focused more on the project that I'm working on with Phoebe. I do want to come back to my solo project. Obviously, the solo project is like my first big project, and I did have a considerable amount of words, but I just don't, honestly, I don't feel confident in the plot anymore, and I feel like I need to work out what the actual story is before I get back to drafting. So that's that. And then the last question, and this is one that comes up a lot, is do I plan to move out of my apartment or do I plan to leave Philly? And the answer to both right now is no. One, I did a lot of like career shakeup, and with career shakeup comes financial shakeup, and right now I think it makes a lot of sense for me to stay put. I would like one thing in my life to just be like consistent and not changing at the moment, and I'm happy for that to be my home. I do still really want to like do some redecorating and change some things around. I've needed to get a new couch for about 4,000 years now. I want to get a new bed. I need to put bookshelves up so I can hide Book Mountain. You guys know what Book Mountain is, don't you? That is Book Mountain, and it is so embarrassing. Yes, I need to get new shelves, and the shelves that I want are continually out of stock, and that is annoying. So that will rearrange the living room a little bit. I do want to refresh the apartment for sure, but I'm happy where I am, and I'm also just happy in Philly. Philly has been really good to me as a city. It's great location wise because my family is all in New Jersey for the most part, so it's easy to get to Jersey. It's easy to get to my dad's for the weekend. My sister is in college here, so it's easy to be close to her and be able to be there for her when she needs me. It's easy to get to other major cities. Like I have friends in New York, I have friends in DC. It's really easy to get there. I have a great friend group here. I have a great support system here. I have great work opportunities here. So for right now, I'm very content and happy to stay where I'm at, but I am also really excited, hopefully, for the world to reopen again, for travel to become a thing. Obviously, we just heard about this new variant, but I'm hopeful that next year will look a little bit different, and I can't wait to get back to Paris. I can't wait to finally take my trip to Scotland, and because I am in a more flexible work situation, it is a little bit easier to travel and not have to worry about like vacation time or being able to work from other places around the world. So hopefully that becomes a possibility, but for right now I am very content with Philly being my home base. So those are the things that I have really not been chatting about. I hope that I answered the questions the way that you guys wanted them answered, I guess. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Like I said, we are doing amended Vlogmas. We're doing Vlogmas-ish, so I don't know if there will be 20 videos, 10 videos, 12 videos, but there will be videos abundantly. I know that, and I do know that on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th I will be doing vlogs uploaded each of those days. So leading up to Christmas there will be a lot of content from me. There'll be more holiday mugs to feature. We're gonna make some holiday coffees together because why wouldn't we? And yeah, I'm excited for this season. I can't wait to decorate. I really am. I guess it's because last year I was like by myself and sick during Christmas, but I really am just like in the holiday spirit this year heavily, and I just kind of want to have fun and celebrate and like enjoy my family and my people this season, because you don't you know, every holiday is a gift. We're not promised anything, and I just want to make the most out of all the holidays that I have left. So I hope you all are doing well. I hope you're having a great holiday season. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. If you celebrate Hanukkah, I believe Hanukkah just started. I hope you have a very happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you're celebrating with your loved ones, friends, family. I hope it's an amazing one. And I will see you all in the next video.